What's bracking, guys? Welcome to my Football Manager 2015 playthrough with Mansfield Town. So we'll just get right into this episode, guys, taking a look at the first fixture of this episode. It was on the 1st of November against Southend. It's a very disappointing result, to be honest. Here, I'll actually have the replays in 3D now, but ball would go back to Kemen, back to Jenkins, to Clements, and a nice little finish there to go up. He's been finding himself in great positions ever since we switched back to this diamond formation, so it's nice to see that. But again, a late goal we gave up to go down here. We'll see just some good play all around from them on the wings. Just come down, play the ball back in the middle, and it looks like that was Sutton getting caught really well out of position. Not sure what he was doing exactly, but of course that would lead to our demise in that matchup. Of course, very disappointing result. But then we go against Bury. We have to play them twice in a row. We would grab the win in the FA Cup. And again, guys getting sent off. We played after the 50th minute. Of course, Kemen had 2 yellows, and so we would actually end up playing most of the game, down a man. But despite that, we'd be able to grab a goal here. Again, Chris Clements, that's just tremendous stuff from him. 2 goals in a row, taking the free kick, tremendous technique, no chance at that. And we would just sure up that matchup, thankfully. It was a very interesting fixture, and it was just great stuff all around. Take a look who were some of the best performers. Ross Jenkins, 8.4. He's been so good for us lately. You'll see there's not much to him, honestly. He's a decent passer. Taking a look at I've been playing him as a deep line playmaker, and there's nothing too great about him. You would say, some of his stats aren't the best, but he finds a way to make things work. His passing and technique are solid for this level at least. But even then, he's the 5th best midfielder basically. He's in line with Jack Thomas, who is taking the spot of. And but yeah, it's been working out great for us having him slot in there. But we will end up losing the fixture after that against Bury, unfortunately, in the Paint Trophy. But we put out it was a completely backup squad, as you'll see. The only guy who is pretty much a starter is Jack Thomas, and Tavazoli had to play as well. Luke Jones, who has played quite a bit, played right back, but we did lose that game. Nobody really played particularly well, as you can see. We basically threw some guys out there to give some people a rest. McGuire played okay, Thomas played okay, but nothing too big there. It was a bit of a disappointing loss. Then we'd go have a basically 0-0 draw against Shrewsbury right here. But good performance from Pidgley all around, as you can see. Just good defensive performance, solid everywhere, nothing too special. They created a lot more chance with us, so going away with that draw was not bad at all. We'll take that any day. Then going into the fixture against Plymouth. Plymouth is pretty solid, I have to say. So a hat trick from Graham Burke, and we nearly came back there. We created a lot of chances, to be honest, here. As you can see, Sutton played Tavazoli, basically tried to push for that last goal at the end, but could not grab it, unfortunately. Liam Hearn played particularly well, I have to say, but we'll see. Clements' goal was, of course, he finds himself in good positions all the time, and he's just so good. There's not much to say about it. As you can see, he just seems to has a knack for getting himself in good spots. As you see that cross, heads it in. He might have gotten a foot on that, but tremendous stuff to bring us close. Made the last few minutes there very interesting, but we'd end the month off with this match against Luton. But Liam Hearn, we gave him the start because Bingham has not been that good, to be honest. He just has pace, that's about it. But you'll see Liam Hearn had the brace. He should have gotten the hat trick. Oliver should have given him the penalty kick there, but unfortunately he was not given to him. Let's take a look at these goals here. Oliver back to Clements, of course. I really like the role he's had for us, and just over the top, Hearn is going to chase it. Bad attempted clearance from the defender, and he just slots that in very nicely. But second goal was pretty nice as well. Hearn back to Jenkins. Of course, Jenkins is nothing but great things to say. Hearn just picked off of a bad mistake, terrible touch, and he's going to finish that. So we'll definitely see Hearn coming up, starting for us. It was a pretty even matchup if you look at the stats, but we took advantage of our chances. Pidgley was says he didn't have a great game, but I thought he was pretty solid for us. But you'll see, we're going to actually, this is exactly why I'm glad we were able to take advantage of the FA Cup. I went towards the FA Cup rather than the Johnstone Cup because we're going to be playing Torquay, who are in the conference. So we need to win that game because, FA Cup third round run would be great for our funds, depending on who we play, of course. Would love to be able to play a big side just for the challenge and because it would be good for us, I'm sure. But, take a look at some of the table, for the Sky Bet League 2. We're in a much better position now. That win against York was huge as we had 5 points above them, so that'll be good for us. And we also, of course, had a game against Cheltenham, but you can see we're still so close to playoff spots, only 7 points. It's always so tight in the lower leagues of England, especially at this point in the season. But you'll see we're going to have a match against Cheltenham, which should be pretty big. Face Bury again. So it's going to be a pretty good, interesting month of December. We'll have at least 5 matches for you guys, so it should be a lot of fun to see as we're starting to get a little bit of better form in league at least. Got that big win. Hopefully we continue on with this form in the league, especially since we have Cheltenham coming up. But you'll see, take a look at some of the player stats. Again, Bingham, shots on target ratio is pretty nice. Riley's leading is up there in appearances. Clements still has 4 man of the match. Key passes, second is Clements. So some good stuff from some of our guys. And Ravenhill leads in red cards with 3. Not the best stat to be leading in, but he is going to have to step in because taking a look at the tactics now, Oliver Kemen, who has been really solid for us, is actually out with an injury, but you can see the way he's been growing. Has been really nice. And then, of course, Thomas is still growing, as you'll see some nice stuff from him passing. If he can just continue to grow, that center mid attacking position is going to be perfect for him. Improve off the ball stats, his first touch, concentration, a little bit of stamina, acceleration. He can be just an excellent player. So hopefully he can continue to grow. But I have actually also added some staff members. These couple scouts here. Rooney right here, decent to looks like player ability, judging player potential. So hopefully he can help us find some gems. I've actually also already brought in some guys that should be on trial in December, so we might have some new blood, some new guys in the squad, bleed them in. That sounds really weird saying that, but they should do well for us, hopefully. Actually brought in a couple coaches as well who should help just guide the squad, guide them nicely. But I definitely want to improve probably the head of youth development eventually. Actually, he's okay, but I'm not sure. We'll have to take a look at some of these guys eventually. Try to continue to improve this club in all facets. But with that, guys, I hope you've enjoyed. This is my tactic here. Definitely think it's doing well for us, especially if Hearn can get into form with his quality finishing and the like. 3 goals and not too many appearances, but he's starting to get himself some confidence back, so that would be great, guys. See how he does in the next episode. With that, I'll be signing out now. Hope you guys have enjoyed this episode, and I'll catch you guys later.